Alrighty, fellow travelers, welcome back to the Adventures of a Traveling Don. And today we've got a big video going out for you guys, and that is, of course, the ultimate food truck park tour here in Austin, Texas. There are so many food trucks all around Texas. It is a growing city. The international scene has gone crazy when it comes to food here. And of course, when you're looking for something cheap and usually something quick to go, the food trucks, and particularly the food truck parks where they're all at, is where you want to go. So we're going to be going to several different parks throughout the city. This will actually potentially be a two-part video just because we're going to be doing a lot over the course of several days, but it is going to be fantastic. It's going to be delicious, and I'll even kind of know case of places that we don't eat, but I have eaten in the past. If you guys have followed my food tour videos throughout Austin, you guys know that I have visited many, many food trucks in the course of those videos. But anyway, let's get to eating. Now, before we get started, I wanted to give a few big shout outs because of all the new stuff that we got going on with the Patreon. We've got at least one new member and a couple of upgrades. First off, our brand new member, my buddy Jonathan, or as he's known, Joe Nathan. He is our newest gold tier member. As well as for the upgrades, Miss Mia, thank you so much, my love. You have also upgraded to gold tier, and the Ulray family has upgraded to blue tier status. So all the gifts, including also my green tier members, Kevin and Lori, all those gifts should be going out. So I'll keep a track on those to make sure you guys get those. But those gifts should all be going out. If you want to check out the Patreon page, I'll leave a link below. And you've got three tiers right now, and of course you get free gifts with every single one of them, as well as the shout outs and access to the videos early. So, but anyway, guys, I appreciate all the support. Now, time for food number one. All right, so the first spot that we're here in Anderson Mill Food Truck Park, and this is off Anderson Mill Road. This is kind of like the northwest part of Austin, close to about where Cedar Park is, near the border of that. But anyway, it's actually going to be a twofer. So the first one is going to be the Mexican part. It's a Taqueria Sabor. And then there's also one right next to it that is a Venezuelan food truck. And this is actually owned by one couple. Both of these places. One of them is Mexican, one of them is Venezuelan. Obviously, that's where you get the food truck from. So we are going to start off, obviously, with the tacos. If you're doing food truck in Austin, you always got to at least put a taco somewhere in there. So we're going to try corn tortilla, al pastor, cojita, cilantro, and of course, a little bit of salsa. So let's try this out real quick. You guys don't make, I'm messy. Oh, the spice on that pastor is fantastic. That's actually, pastor itself, one of the better pastors I've had in Austin. Wow. That is fantastic. And like this one particular regular taco, you know, this is not the street taco size, it's a little bit bigger. This cost you about, like, with tax, it was like $4. It's like $3.75 plus tax, so not too bad when it comes to it. But I mean, this is just, and the heat on that is relatively nice. That is really, really good. Yeah, whatever their marinade on that is for the pastor, that's delicious. All right, so next to the taco place, obviously, like I said, is the Venezuelan part. And this is Los Ponos, I believe, is the name of the food truck. They have their own Instagram, so you can definitely check them out. And while I'm waiting for kind of my main dish, Lucy, who is the owner, she was like, want to try out, I think these are called tequenos. Might have gotten that wrong, but they're basically fried cheese sticks. Think of almost like a mozzarella stick, but without mozzarella. It's a different type of cheese, with, of course, a nice garlic style like aioli. So we're going to go ahead and try this real quick. Oh, that's so good. And it's like the outside is very soft. It's not super crunchy,
but just enough. And that garlic aioli that is top notch right there. Yeah, she's just like, hey, while we're doing stuff back there for you, try this, because they had like a big order. Actually, probably the most popular part of this food truck, and it's like early in the lunchtime, so the fact that like they're the one space that's really kind of open and getting a crowd, it's actually really nice. Very good.
All right, so we're actually going to come back to Los Ponos because the owner, Lucy, wants me to come in and check out the truck, but they are swamped with orders right now. So we're going to go over to the other side. There's actually two parts to Anderson Mill Food Truck, International Food Truck Park. So we're going to go over to the other side, see what they got going on, and then move on to the next food truck park. All right, so the third and final spot that we're going to do before we come back later on to go to Los Ponos again is Big Belly BBQ Company. And these guys have been around for about 6 years, pit masters from Humboldt, Texas. And, you know, you got to get some barbecue in somewhere. I'm glad I picked this spot because the Big Belly, they're big double jeans. Like, this looks so good. They let me in to kind of check out what they got in their smoker, and they got things from brisket to ribs to chicken to sausage. It all looked and smelled so good. And of course I had to get myself a half pound of brisket. Some of this I won't be taking home for later, but damn, it smells so good, looks so juicy. Let's just dig right into it. Come on now. Got that, of course, that smoke ring, post oak, just like pretty much almost every Texas barbecue. Oh, man. That's so good. Nice and juicy, tender, the smoke on there. I'm going to get a little bit of kind of more of that fatty end there, because I love those fatty ends. Look at that. Just look at that. Glisten.
Jump a tax bracket. See what jumping a tax bracket.
Come on now. Come on now. This Texas barbecue. Damn, the spice on that is fantastic.
Ask yourself, why am I?
Yeah. Anderson Mill Food Truck Park has done its justice. And I can tell you right now, this is a great start. And you could literally do a whole video just on this particular food truck park, because there's so many places that are just that they look fantastic. So, but anyway, I got juicy barbecue fingers. I'm gonna dig in, and then we'll head off to the next food truck park. So something to remember when you do a food truck tour, food truck park tour anywhere in Austin. I'm sure this kind of goes anywhere else in the United States, but you got to check the times, and sometimes you may not even be able to, depending on whether or not how much of a social media presence that these businesses have. Most of them nowadays do, but sometimes are they up to date, things like that. Some of them are, you know, in transition from food trucks to getting their own brick and mortar place. You know, there was a place that I was originally going to put in this particular video, and they actually ended up, I did not know this because I hadn't been in months, they got their own brick and mortar place. So I was like, all right, well, I'll put that in maybe a different video somewhere in the future, but it's not a food truck anymore. So, but yeah, places like Los Ponos is like 7 days a week. Places like Big Double G Barbecue, they're Tuesday through Saturday. Some people have Monday, Tuesday off. And then, of course, when you have times of holidays, obviously a lot of those will also be closed during the holidays. So it kind of all depends. So definitely kind of keep an eye out. And don't be disappointed if you show up and, you know, some of these places may not be open at the times that you're there. So it just kind of all depends. They're all kind of local businesses. A lot of times these people are doing it as a secondary thing. So anyway, just make sure to double check anytime that you're looking for a food truck while you are doing a food truck tour around Austin. So the second food truck park that we've come to is called the Hamilton Food Park. And this is off a small little Hamilton lane just off the 183. We're about right around the block from the Arboretum shopping mall, and probably about a mile and a half away from the Domain. So this is kind of like a nice central hub of the northwest part of Austin. There is a lot going on around here, but this kind of like Hamilton Food Park, this is actually a little bit more secluded. It's a little bit more shaded. Honestly, like nature-wise, I like it a lot more than the Anderson Mills. The Anderson Mills, though, it's going to be hard to beat with all that food. But this is a place that you want to come to, particularly if you're on this northwest side of Austin. The first place is called Dame Cafe. If you are looking for breakfast, definitely come here, and come here early, particularly if you want the kolaches. I got here, you know, middle of the day just to get my coffee to kind of keep me going, but good coffee, by the way. But the kolaches are what they're really known for, but you got to come here early. And I did not know that, number one, they existed. I just showed up to see what they had. And yeah, I love kolaches. It's a big Texas thing. Absolutely delicious stuff. But definitely check out Dame Coffee if you're looking for both the kolache and some coffee to start your day here at the Hamilton Food Park. So the second spot here at Hamilton Food Park is a place called Panik. And it's an interesting spot because obviously paninis are going to be their big thing, but they also have something called a croissant cannoli. Never thought you could combine a cannoli and a croissant. You know, that's like French and Italian mix. And I believe the owner is actually originally from Morocco. So, you know, it's all Mediterranean to an extent, depending on what part of France you're from. But it is fascinating that they have this going on. But anyway, it looks really, really good. So it's kind of like a strawberry, blueberry, Nutella, croissant / cannoli. And we're just going to dive in. So we're doing a little sweet stuff right now. So, but I am very curious about this, mainly just because it looks really kind of cool. Now, it's not like stuffed like a cannoli would be, but at the same time, it's a flattened out croissant with all of the toppings on top. So it'll be interesting. That's messy. Sorry about that, guys. That is really messy. But, oh, that's good. The Nutella on there, the cream, the strawberry, the blueberries. Oh my God. That is delicious. And I think that's very unique. I've never heard of a croissant cannoli, ever. Wow. That's fantastic. By the way, while you're waiting for your panini here at Panik, they have this, you know, plastic axe throwing. So let's see how good I am. I suck. So something to be aware of, by the way, when you are doing a food truck tour or any kind of like food festival where it's outside in Austin, just remember this part of Central Texas, very windy. Not as windy as like the plains up near like Amarillo and the Panhandle, but even still, it is windy a lot, and it comes and goes, and there are times where you're going to lose your napkins, you're going to lose your paper wrappings, you potentially might even lose your food depending on how windy it is. But definitely one big tip for you when you are food truck hopping here in Austin, just be aware of potential winds and wind gusts, and just kind of try and keep everything under control because things can fly real fast. All right, so for our sixth food truck and our third spot, we're here on Metric Boulevard here in the north part of Austin. And this is not necessarily a food truck park. There's about 2 to 3, give or take, food trucks at any one point in time in this little lot kind of connected to a gas station next to the Metric Park Plaza. However, what we're here for is called Buddha Burger. And if you watch my burger video a few weeks ago, you know that I went to the brick and mortar spot in Pflugerville. Well, this is where it kind of all began here on Metric Boulevard. Here at what they still have is their original food truck. So I did the burger last time, and I did their Laughing Burger, which had a huge fried mushroom cheese ball that was in between the patty and the bun. That was incredible.
However, this time I figured instead of doing the burger, let's try their chicken sandwich because they're also known for those chicken sandwiches. And I can tell you right now, this crispy chicken sandwich is absolutely massive. I mean, I can't, like, from the top, you can't even see the bun underneath. There's so much chicken to it, and it looks and smells absolutely delicious. Got lettuce, tomato, Nirvana sauce. So let's go ahead and try and attack this bad boy. I mean, just look at this chicken sandwich. I'm just gonna bite into the chicken first, just to get to the bun. All right, here we go. Oh. Man, that's good. The Nirvana sauce, which has got to be some kind of garlic mustard or something like that, is so, or some type of ale. It's just really, really good. Almost got a little chive in there as well. But chicken, the breading on that, it's crispy. The chicken is juicy and tender inside. I mean, this is just a phenomenal, with a little bit of lettuce and tomato to kind of brighten and freshen that up. But man, this is, and again, like I said, they don't really get a big enough bun to really cover the entire chicken patty there. And of course, you got a little bit of cheese there on the base as well to go with the chicken. Oh man. Probably one of the better fried chicken sandwiches I've ever had. It's messy. Same thing with that Buddha burger. The last time I had that was messy, but man. Yeah, this is fantastic. Both times, A+, their burger and their chicken sandwich, phenomenal. All right, guys, so that's going to be the end of part 1 of our food truck tour and food truck park tour here in Austin. I'll see you guys downtown for part 2 in just a bit.